All right, comes another video for a couple new functions that we'll be working with today. Eventually, what I'm hoping is that we'll put all these functions together into one project, and you'll be able to kind of create something on your own without me having to tell you step by step what to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll open up our stuff here. My program's being a little janky. Give me a second. All right. All right, open up our program here. What we're going to do is we're going to drag in the pennant that you should have in your folder for today. So our pennant icon. Okay. Now I like to show you this. I like to show off this section like this. I like to zoom out. All right. So if you hit Z to bring up your zoom tool, hold Alt. All right, and then click. You can zoom out. If you let go of Alt, you can zoom in. Okay. I like to show you this one zoomed out because I like to drag this kind of off to the side here so that we can kind of see the function that we're working with here a little bit better. That's going to be what we would call our image trace tool. Now, you may have it in a couple different spaces. Okay, you may have it here. That's where mine is. That's where I use it the most often. You may have it down here. Okay, it says image trace. But if you don't have it on either one of those, that is okay, right? I think I also have it here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. I don't think it's on there right now. But if you go to Window, go to Image Trace. Okay, it's going to pop up this window here. Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to kind of see what we're doing here. All right. You have a bunch of different presets that we can use. All right. We're going to use one right here called Silhouettes. Because this is technically a silhouette, right? Black on white, it's technically a silhouette. And what that does is that also removes the white background. Excuse me, I drank a soda a little while ago. I'm burping like crazy. I'm so sorry. It's going to remove the white background for you already automatically. We could do a black and white logo, but that's going to keep the white, which is not too bad for this image, right? So say we did that. We went black and white. We hit expand. Okay. We still have the white. We could delete that very easy. Okay. It's not too big of a deal. Or we can go to silhouettes and then we can hit expand. Okay. That expand is going to get rid of everything. It's going to turn this from an image, a rastered image, right? If you remember anything about raster imaging from last year, right? A pixelated image to a vector image, which is going to give me the ability to scale it up, scale it down without losing quality, right? Should have given you a quiz on that. All right, once you do that, you can go ahead and exit out of your image trace, and then you can drag this back to your canvas. Okay, Control 0 will get you your canvas back on your screen, nice and big. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to right-click. We're going to hit ungroup. Okay, that's going to give us the ability to have two different sections here. And then that's going to help with the expand part here in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some more space here between this pennant and this one, because eventually I'm going to add a stroke to this, and I don't want them to collide too much. Okay. You could have also just selected these with your direct selection tool, but we'll go over that more specifically later. Okay. So now make sure to click and drag over both. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy. So we're going to do this same thing two different ways. Okay. So I'll show you a way that sometimes doesn't work very well and a way that works a little bit better, especially when it comes to creating pennants and something like this. Okay. So I want you to think of your favorite player, favorite team, whatever that may be. Cowboys, Broncos, Spurs, Lakers, Bulls, Rockets, Stingrays. I don't care. Okay. Think of your favorite player or your favorite team. And specifically, I guess I would want this for your assignment today. One will be of your team and one will be of your player. Either one, it doesn't matter. But I want you to kind of go through this process twice just to get the practice in. Okay, so I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Broncos. I mean, I can't not go with the Broncos, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to pick my colors here. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to orange. I'm going to take this and I'm going to change it to a blue. Okay, don't care for that blue at all. or that one. Okay. If you don't like those, you can just go in here and change your colors. Okay. I'll do the same for this one, and then you should have your recent colors up here that you've either made or selected, so they match. Okay. So good. Now, what's the next process? All right. So we're going to take our selection tool. We're going to select our first pennant. We're going to go object. We're going to go path, offset path. I'm going to go about -15, at least for mine. It may be different for yours depending on the size, but I think roughly -15 should be good for almost everybody, right? It's going to give you this nice kind of stroke around that shape. So we'll go with that. I'm going to change the color just a little bit so I can see what I'm working with here, right? All right. So I'm going to go this one. I'm going to go with my favorite Bronco player of all time, John Elway. I've probably spelled that wrong, so I'm going to do it again. There we go. John Elway. Okay. One of my favorite Denver Broncos of all time. Okay. All right. So we're going to do this, and we're going to right-click, create outlines. Okay. And we need to make sure this, again, this is on top of the text. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the very top of your project, just over the text. Well, you can see here on my path, my text is here, okay, and this is here. So I'm going to bring this over to the top, make sure that it's on top of my text. I'm going to select both, right, holding shift. I will select my text and this, and I will go to object, envelope distort, make with top object, or alt control C. I did say the wrong letters yesterday, but today, right, I am correct. Make with top object, alt control C, and we will have this function there. Now, you're probably like, Mr. David, that looks horrible, and it does. Okay, but for the sake of showing you this process, this is what we're doing, right? So we'll go to object, we'll go to expand object and fill, hit OK, and I'm going to change my colors to a white just so it fits my Denver Bronco color scheme, right? Black, blue, orange, and white. Okay. Now, I'm going to go with this next one here. Okay. This next one, we're going to do a little bit different. All right. So, again, I need some text. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to put Broncos this time. Again, it doesn't matter what you put. Okay. This is just the process. All right. Then what we're going to do is we need to open up, we need to create outlines first. Okay. So right click, create outlines, or object, expand. A couple different ways to do these things, right? Then what we need to do is we need to open up our brushes panel. Now, mine are over here. Okay. Again, mine are here for my brushes. Okay. If you don't have that, it's okay. Guess what? You can go to Window, and you can look for brushes, or you can hit the F5 key. Okay, and that'll bring up your brushes panel. So let's do it the way yours would. It's going to open up mine here, so it might bring yours over here. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take your text that you've already created outlines for. It's very important. Okay, you need to follow, make sure that you're going step by step, right? If you miss a step in Adobe Illustrator, it can mess up your entire project, okay, or really keep you from moving forward. So take this. We're just going to drag it into our brushes here. And we're going to create a art brush. Okay. Hit OK. We're going to leave all this the same right now. This is not much to worry about. It's just kind of, we'll mess with some of this stuff later when we create more brushes. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. We don't need it anymore. All right. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to also close my brush panel so we don't worry about it. I'm going to take my pen tool right here. I'm going to kind of hover here until I find the inside middle of my pennant. Okay, you should kind of pop up. Mine pops up pink. Yours may pop up a different color. I have mine set up to pink because I rarely use kind of colors that contrast with pink a lot. So mine will pop up here. I'm going to click. I'm going to hold shift to make sure that I create a straight line. And I do not want to go all the way in here, right? I want to go maybe here. Okay. And this is, we'll see why the problem was with the first one that we did, is because it went too deep and it became too narrow. So we'll come here and we'll click there. Okay. Now, if you can't see it, just kind of hover over it, make your stroke a little bit bigger just so you can see it, and then you can take off your fill because you definitely won't need that. Okay, so we have our line here. Now, here's where the magic happens. We're going to take our tool, our brush up here, right? We're going to go to brush definition. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select the word Broncos, or the actual brush that we created earlier. It's like, oh, okay, that did nothing. Okay, true. So we'll select this, and we're going to go introduce a new tool here. It's going to be the width tool. Okay, almost like with your homies, but this is width, right? How wide something is. So Shift W or click the width tool here. Okay, if you don't see it, Shift W. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take this point here. Yeah, make sure we get to the front of our anchor here. And we're going to click and drag upwards. Okay. Make it as big as you want, right? Obviously within the banner itself. So we'll do that. Then what we'll do is we'll come to the end here. Right? You see as we come towards the end, see these two new anchor points that pop up right above the S. Okay, they pop up right up here, right, and right down here. Okay, so we need to select those, select one, and just bring it down to where it makes, to where it fits inside your banner. And now we have created this amazing banner. All right, once we've done this, we'll select object, expand appearance. Okay, then I would change this to white, again, just to fulfill my purpose. Okay, this method works sometimes, not all the time. Again, we did it the other day with the wavy banner, and it worked just fine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is why I wanted to show you two different ways to do this, because it creates this nice, crazy, nice style of pattern here, right? So so say I wanted to add a stroke to this, right? So I would go here, I would just go to my stroke, I would pick a color, I would go with my recent color here, and I'm going to increase that. Again, you don't have to do this, this is just kind of showing you. And if I open up my stroke here, I would definitely want my stroke to be on the outside. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit better. I would go here and I would probably change this to white so that I can add my stroke, and it would be a little bit more defined here. Again, that's just an option. You don't have to worry about that. But the colors for your project today should match your team color. And what you'll do is just be sure that you have these on your page. And you can submit that to the folder. Do me a favor before you submit it to the folder. Do me a favor. Since you're not putting your name in here, go ahead and just add text and add your name. Oh, I forget that I work in all caps. This makes it easier for me to grade. So just take your name, put it off to the top corner, and then file. Export as, right, PNG using your artboard, and then you can submit that to the folder for today. All right, if you have any, again, all caps, messed up again. If you have any questions, please let me know. That way we can get you situated and going in the right direction. Again, following every step is key. Just know that as we continue to work through this program. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Get me to 10,000 so that I can, I don't know what happens when, if I get to 1,000, I can name my URL, whatever I want. And so, yeah, get me to 1,000. I don't know how like 25 of you are going to get me there, but hey, it is what it is. All right, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great second period. Peace out.